Hey, what's up, guys? It's Apollo Uchiha here, back with a new movie. It's an original idea, an unscripted movie as well. The name of this movie is What If Naruto Had Cerberus as Pet? And before continuing this, if you haven't, please leave a like and subscribe to my channel if you like the content of this channel. And without further ado, let's begin our story. Our story begins October 10th. It was a night that Konoha wouldn't forget because it was the night of the QB attack that happened on them while the civilian population was asleep and the shinobi were roaming around the village peacefully until they heard a mighty roar, and so much killer intent filled the air that even it caused the sleeping civilian to cheer up in stir and look up outside their windows in pure horror as they heard another mighty roar as all of the shinobis gathered there in order to defend their village against the mighty Biju and its wrath. Meanwhile, on the other side, as the fourth Hokage of the village, Minato Namikaze, was battling against a masked person who was responsible for this whole scenario. You cannot defeat me, fourth Hokage. You can't even touch me. Damn it! Minato said as another of his Harshin kunais went straight through him. I can't believe he can face through anything. How am I going to defeat him? You cannot defeat me, Minato Namikaze. Just eat your fate and die already, the masked person said as a rod appeared from his arm. Minato then did the most logical thing. He threw a kunai in the air as he vanished in a yellow flash and appeared in the air, and then threw a kunai at the back of the said masked person. Before the masked person could kamui, in a yellow flash, Minato appeared. In his hand was a giant sphere of chakra as it slammed into the masked person's back, as his arm alongside with his back were damaged. Damn you! I will return. This is not the last you have seen from me. I will take what I came from. As the person then kamuied from existence. Minato was huffing. Damn it. Then he heard a roar. Oh no, I have to hurry. He then hurried himself to where he left his wife and child. As he arrived there, he saw Minato saw that Kushina and Naruto were there lying, as Kushina hugged Naruto as a lifeline. Then Minato appeared. He had sorrow in his eyes but determination as well. Kushina, we have to go with plan B. As her eyes widened, the tears started well up. I guess it has come to that then, Minato. Yes, I am so sorry, Kushi-chan, but this is the only way we can protect our village, our family. But don't you think that the village is... I know, and I have a plan for that as well, if it ever comes to that. Are you going to ask him then? Yes, we have to. And believe it or not, I think that he might agree with us. As Kushina smiled, then I have no ill faith towards your plan anymore. Let's go and hurry and do this deed already, Minato. Because if anybody can hold the damn thing, it's our son, Tebare, she said, as Minato and Kushina grinned and grabbed their son and vanished in a yellow flash and appeared on a battlefield as Kushina prepared the altar and put Naruto down. I'm so sorry, Naruto. It has come to this. Please stay strong, Sochi, she said as she started to draw the seal. As Minato summoned the Shinigami. As the Shinigami appeared after the Reaper that seal, the fox looked at its way. After gaining its consciousness after the Uchiha vanished, it still started to rampage because it was angry for being captured for so many years. No, you don't. I'm not going to get sealed back again in a brat after so many years of freedom. Like it or not, QB, it's the only way. Both you and the village will be safe in the future. As Minato then called for the Shinigami and started to do the seal, as a chain shot out of his back and dragged QB through Minato, filtering its chakra and straight into baby Naruto. Before QB could go, it impales both Minato and Kushina, but its main target was Naruto. As both of them were on the verge of death, Shinigami appeared in front of them. Our deed is done, mortal. What else do you wish me to do now? I have only deal with your soul, but your wife has, it seems, sacrificed as well. Would you like to make a trade for her soul as well? As Kushina speak, yes, Shinigami-sama. Please help protect our son. We know the villagers might try to use him as a weapon. We want him to be happy. We want him to be strong and protected. Please, Protect him. As Shinigami was in deep thought, it was a weird wish because nobody else has ever done this trade with him. Fine. I will protect him from the corruption of this world. He will be a pure soul. Now you will be going in my stomach. And believe me when I say this, because of your valiant act, you will not be punished or tortured for all eternity. You will be given 10 years of time there, and then you will move on to heaven, where you will live forever. Until your child comes to meet you in old age, I hope. As both of them smiled and nodded to Shinigami, thank you, Shinigami-sama. As Shinigami sucked their soul into their stomach, as both of them limped. And Shinigami vanished, leaving baby Naruto there. Hiruzen arrived there, and seeing that Naruto was lying there, he grabbed him. As Kakashi arrived, Sensei, Kushina-sama. As he then looked at Naruto, and then he looked at Hiruzen's Harutobi. Is he? Yes, I believe he is. Kakashi gathered blood samples, because we're going to need them. Hi, Hokage-sama. Kakashi moved on his own. His body was on a command mode, Anbu mode, because he himself was in despair. He just lost his last streak of family, or maybe there was hope as he looked towards baby Naruto. He grabbed some of the blood from his dead sensei. His hand shook. After being a ninja for so many years, a prodigy, his hand shook once again. The ones before his hand shook were because of the Chidori he slammed into Rin, his own teammate, and this was the second time in all his shinobi career his hand shook. Then he grabbed a sample from Kushina and got up. A tears started to come in his eyes. I will be leaving, Okage-sama. You're dismissed, Kakashi, Hiruzen said, as the other ninjas arrived. Okage-sama, is this the child? Yes, he is a child who holds the 9 tails. As the ninjas nodded, as Dragon came forward. He is a brave hero, Okage-sama, if I say so myself. Because of him, the village has come out of this disaster, and not with many deaths. Yes, that I believe, Dragon. Dragon, how many of our ninjas are dead? From what I can gather, only 10 of our ninjas are dead. All of them were orphans already, and it hurts to say this, but they were good ninjas. Our village lost many of our comrades, friends, and brothers, but they will forever be remembered on a memorial stone. Aye. As this is where another shinobi came in. Sir, rest of the civilians are safe alongside with the shinobi and civilian council and the elders as well, as they have gathered in the council chambers and demand you to be there. Demand, Hiruzen said, as he raised an eyebrow. Fine then, as Hiruzen went there alongside baby Naruto in his arms. As he flashed there, the civilian council looked at him alongside with the elders. Hiruzen, why are you holding a child? I don't know, because he's the Jinchuriki of the 9 tails, that's why. As after some silence, one of the civilian women got up and said, Okage-sama, believe me when I say this, it pains me to do this, but we have to do something about the child. What if the fox take over and tries to destroy our village? I'm not a loathful person. I don't hate the child, but I'm afraid that what if the fox take over? When the civilian got up, yeah, we should just kill the child, said a fat civilian merchant named Kenji. As then a presence came into the council chambers, everyone's blood ran cold as Shinigami appeared, alongside a dark figure that was lurking in the shadows that everyone could feel. There was a lot of killer intent from coming out of it. As Shinigami then said, silence, mortals. As everyone eyes widen, and Kenji was the stupid one and stood up. Who are you and how dare you to come here? Anbu, arrest this person. And the said person was grabbed by 2 hellhounds coming from his shadows. Do you not know who I am? As everyone was now even sweating, as Okage-sama got up and bowed in front of him, much to everyone's shock. Shinigami-sama, it's a pleasure to meet you, but what do we owe for your presence to be here? That child. Shinigami pointed his finger towards Naruto, as Kenji then said, Ha! Even the Shinigami is here to take the demon away. As he looked towards Kenji, I am waiting for you peacefully, because you have only 1 month to live, Kenji. Shoko, because after you die, there is a deep pit in hell where I've a special spot reserved for you and only you, because of your corruption and molesting 10-year-old girls, you pedophile. As after hearing this, many of the civilian council members and shinobi council members looked at him in disgust. Executed. Now, as one of the female Anbu said, on her own, with purple hair as her sword plunged through his heart, he died on the spot. Sorry for doing this on my own, Hokage-sama, but I can't believe he was the one who was doing to this, who was doing these kind of things to those girls. They committed suicide after that. Yes. Now you will go deep down in hell. As Shinigami moved his hand forward and his soul was tracked, who was screaming for forgiveness, but was drawn to the pits of hell where everyone could heard his scream. Even Danzo was feeling shivers down his spine after this. As he looked up at the elders, believe me when I say this, you all are resolved as well. There is time you might change that, but I don't see that happening anytime soon because of your corruptness and powers getting to your head. Then Shinigami turned towards Hiruzen. As for why I'm here, the boy's parents asked me in trade of their souls that I protect him from corruptness of this world, and for whomever he tries to turn into weapon. He looked towards Danzo, who flinched as he then looked back at baby Naruto. And for that, I have brought my loyal pet here to do the deed. As Cerberus came up, the three-headed dog with red eyes with slits in them. He was huge as the nine tails, but currently he was at the size of Kirimaru. As Tsume, being the Inuzuka clan, had gasped alongside Kirimaru as Kirimaru bowed alongside Tsume. It is a pleasure, Cerberus-sama. Rise, human. I know I am a deity in your eyes, but I am nothing but the gatekeeper for Shinigami-sama. As he looked towards baby Naruto, so he is the one who is to be my master soon. Right, master? Yes. You are to protect him, Cerberus. For that, I am going to turn you back into a little pup. For you will bond with him once you grow up, because you always wanted a home. I see, my friend. I apologize because of my duty I couldn't give it to you at that time, but yes, I can take care of both matters with one at the same time. As Cerberus nodded, thank you, Shinigami-sama. I will be forever grateful. As Shinigami then put his palm upon the Cerberus dog as it turned into a pup with a single head. As it closed its eyes and the pup was laid on Naruto's stomach, these two will be bound together and stay together forever. They are now partners. They are now kin. They are now brothers. As everyone bowed at Shinigami at this, then one of the civilian member, mainly Mebuki Haruno, got up and said, Shinigami-sama, but what about the QB? Don't worry, human. QB isn't going to do anything. I powered the seal myself. Even if the QB tried to take over the child, his soul will be sucked into my stomach as the child gets all of its chakra. Meaning, he will be the new Kibi no Kitsune, said Danzo. Oh, Danzo, you really are a corrupt person, aren't you? I just told you that there is a sweet spot reserved in for hell just for you and your two buddies over there, but you still have to go there, didn't you? Well, to answer your question, no. Naruto only gets more chakra reserve, Kakegenkai. As everyone nodded at that, and I believe Tsunade Inuzuka is the best person here to take care of Naruto, since she and her clan are already bound to the ninja hounds. It will be honor, said Tsunade. Yes, and I believe you might make a best mate for him. As everyone's eyes went, I'm sorry, but what did you say, Shinigami-sama? Well, obviously he's going to be an alpha because of him bonding with Cerberus over here. So you might be the best mate for him in the future. It will be an honor. Fine, then I will be leaving this realm and heed my words, humans, he said as he stood in front of his portal from which he came out. I will be watching you all closely, because I made a promise, and I intend to keep all of my deals and promises very, very close to my heart and fulfill them all. And with that said, the Shinigami left. As the Shinigami's presence was gone, a Cerberus pup lied on Naruto's stomach as he was resting now. As Tsunade got up and said, "Well, I guess everything is decided already." Yes, everything is decided. Then Ibuki asked, "But who are his parents?" "You didn't tell us that, Hokage-sama." "Who other than Kushina Uzumaki and Minato Namikaze," as everyone guessed. "Well, pay up now, Inuichi, Shikaku, Choda," as three of them ground and gave 100 ryu each to Tsume. What is going on here?" Hiruzen asked. "Well, she kind of betted us. Troublesome woman. She betted us that Minato and Kushina were married, but we didn't agree and said that they were already dating, and Minato didn't have guts to propose to her yet." "Ha! Own your face!" he said as everyone's sweat dropped. "Well, I guess the meeting is adjourned. Tsume, you get the custody of the child." "No, not any child. He's my mate now." What?" As she grabbed the child and said, "He is my mate now, Hokage-sama, as per wishes of the Shinigami-sama, because he was the one who made us the mate, and the deed is already done. It cannot be reversed," Tsume said, as everyone nodded at this. As Hiyashi then said, "Wow, a cougar. I didn't know you had it in you, Tsume," as she growled. As everyone left after a chuckle. After Tsume arrived at the Inuzuka compound, as the Inuzuka council was sitting there, as she held a baby, a blonde bundle, in her arm, as Kirimaru carried Cerberus on his back with pride. As they arrived there, they entered the council chamber and waited for their clan council to enter. As they all entered, "What is the meaning of this? Tsume, why are you carrying this pup? And why is Kirimaru carrying that pup?" "Well, to answer the question, elders, this child is Naruto Uzumaki Namikaze, the child of late 4th Hokage and Kushina Uzumaki," as their eyes widened. "I guess you won your bet, Tsume, then." "Yes, father, I did." "Okay, then. What is he doing over here, then? And who is that pup?" "I'm getting to that, father. Well, you see, that pup over there is Cerberus-sama himself. And this pup over here is considered as my mate because of Shinigami-sama's interference," as everyone who was there eyes widened at the first spot. "Wait, is that Cerberus-sama?" As Kirimaru moved forward and said, "Yes," as Cerberus then yawned and opened his eyes. They were red with slits, as his head divided into three. As it tipped and hopped out of Kirimaru's back and got near Naruto and started to lick its face, making him his master, as everyone gasped in more. "How is this possible? Cerberus-sama has no owner, and how is that this pup is the owner of Cerberus-sama?" asked Tsume's father. "Well, to put it bluntly, Cerberus-sama wanted a family, according to Shinigami-sama, and because he was a gatekeeper, Shinigami-sama discharged him of his duty and made him Naruto's family," as everyone smiled at this. "So, what else? Wait, you said he was your mate, and Shinigami blessed you?" "Yes. Once I looked into the child's eyes, I already knew he was my alpha," as everyone gasped at this. As our father sighed, "I can't believe my daughter turned into a cougar." "Father, what did you say?" Nothing, daughter. You can go now and rest." As the council member then said, "What are we going to do now? We have a powerful shinobi on our side if we train him to become that. According to his legacy, and Cerberus-sama helping him, he will be a double-strength shinobi for nonetheless." "Yes, I know. We cannot corrupt him." As our spies heard, "We cannot corrupt him indeed, because Shinigami-sama will eradicate our clan, and no less, Cerberus-sama won't let that happen. That is for sure. So what are we going to do now?" another elder asked. "We will wait and see how the destiny unfolds in front of this child," as every one of them nodded and dismissed themselves. Time skip. It was already 3 years since that time. 3-year-old Naruto was now playing with a 3-year-old Kiba. Because at that time Naruto was born, Kiba was already 1 month old. No fair, Kiba, Nei-chan. You cheated, Naruto said. Huh. Listen here, Naruto. I didn't cheat. As both of them were playing shogi. Yes, shogi. Because of Shikamaru, they both started to play shogi because Naruto had smarts from his father and he was already able to beat Shikamaru in it. So he was teaching Kiba because Kiba wanted to learn. And Kiba cheated again. I'm going to tell Tsuzumi-chan. Nah, you're not going to tell Mom, as then Kiba's sister came in. Nei-chan, Kiba is cheating. What? No, I didn't cheat, Nei-chan. This brat is just bragging himself because I won. Well, Kiba, that is hard to believe. Yeah, you tell him, Nei-chan. As then Tsuzumi walked in. What is going on, brats? Won't you just shut up? I'm trying to sleep. As Naruto potted, and Kiba did as well. What is going on, Hana? Can't you watch after the brats there? Well, Kachan, I just came home from the vet, and these two were fighting because Kiba cheated and beated him in shogi. Kiba, what did I tell you? That cheating is bad in sports, but we are supposed to be ninjas. We always cheat. In battle, yes, but in games. Sports, we don't. Because that is not a sportsmanship. As Kiba nodded. And then, after that lesson, they played in silence as Cerberus was near Naruto, sleeping as he shot an eye on both Tsunade and Kiramaru and nodded, as both of them nodded back and left. Time skip. It was the end of the Shinobi Academy as they already all graduated. Naruto because he was trained by Inuzuka clan, and surprisingly he was gifted the Shadow Clone Jutsu and taught by none other than Hiruzen Sarutobi because Shinigami told him Naruto's problem. And Hiruzen complied by teaching Naruto this jutsu, so he passed. And Naruto was also the one, with the help of Cerberus, uncover that Mizuki was a traitor alongside with Gato, who was inside the village. He also found Raiga, who took the flying Raijin sword. Before he could escape Konoha's border, he was tracked down with the help of Cerberus and dragged back by him. Nonetheless, Cerberus also grew at the time. He was now 3-year-old and still looked like a pup. Why? Because he was an immortal dog. And he loved Naruto like a little brother and his family. He will protect him for all eternity as well, even in the realm of death. You better believe it. Naruto was already regarded as a Chunin level shinobi. Why? Because he and Cerberus trained hard. Very hard. And already passed the Chunin exams. So why was Naruto here again? Obviously because he was helping out at the academy. Because he loved teaching others after learning something. And currently he was the helper of Iruka Umino as he got near the class, holding test papers in hand as he opened the door and handed them the sheet. Well, all of them passed, Ruka-sensei. You don't have to call me that anymore, Naruto. It's hard to believe that 3 years ago you were my student at first year of the Ninja Academy, and now, 3 years later, you're already a Chunin. Dope. Teach me. How did you become a Chunin so fast? Bro, can you say anything else than that? All you do is brood and say, like something is stuck in your ass. Come on. I know you're an Uchiha and lost your family and all, but please, try to be somewhat different about it. You don't have to brood all the day and all the time. And for the record, you got nothing on me, Uchiha, and I'm not going to teach you anything, even if you go and demand the council. I know they love you and all, but they can do nothing about me. I'm already a Chunin and under the protection of Hokage-sama, Hiruzen Sarutobi, should know, Naruto said, as Uchiha was now fuming, red with embarrassment and anger. You will bow down to me. Inuzuka? Huh? Who told him I was an Inuzuka? What? You have a dog, you're obviously an Inuzuka. As Kiba rolled down on the ground alongside Akamaru and started to laugh. What is going on over there? Said Sakura. What is wrong with Sasuke-kun saying that? He's obviously an Inuzuka. Huh? Yes, don't say that Sasuke is an idiot because we've seen him with a black dog. As then Akamaru growled and Kiba got up. Never mention him as just a black dog. As then Cerberus came in, much larger than Akamaru and Kurimaru, similar to that of a tiger now, matching the size of Naruto Uzumaki at the age of 13. Everyone guessed. As the dog turned into 3 heads and everyone started to scream. Don't be afraid, everyone. Meet Cerberus, the gatekeeper of hell. Naruto, I used to be that. Now you are my family and I'm yours family. And we are partners, remember? Right, brother. Meet my brother, Cerberus, previously known as the gatekeeper of hell, as everyone was now in fear. Why does the dog has 3 heads? Wow, for a smart Konomichi, you really are dumb, Sakura. I just told you that he was an immortal demon dog. Demon? Well, kind of. Yes. The 3-head dog turned towards Sakura and growled, making her piss her pants there as she ran out of the door with embarrassment. Naruto, please stop scaring my students. And Cerberus-sama, please stop doing that. It's fun, Iruka Mino. Well, anyways, get on with the team placement so we can leave. As then everything went at its canon, but instead of Naruto being on the Team 7, it was Sai, who was implanted there to watch after Sasuke Uchiha by none other than Danzo himself. Even after the warning of Shinigami, he kept away from Naruto, thinking that keeping away from Naruto will save him from hell. But how wrong he was. His evil deeds were the one who kept him a sweet spot in hell, and he was ignoring that and still going at it by torturing the Uchiha clan, taking their eyes and implanting them in his arm and eye. He was the mastermind behind the Uchiha massacre after all. And he was the one who implanted Sai to watch after Sai because he knew Sasuke was a flight risk and Sai was the best person. He specially trained Anbu to look after him. After that, Naruto and Cerberus left, but they were called by an Anbu to the Hokage office. As both of them entered, Naruto, Cerberus, I have a C-rank mission for you. Gigi, what is it? You have to go to Land of Waves. All by myself? Yes, it's a escort mission. The person who came to us with this mission said it was a C-rank mission, but we know that it's more. With the help of Cerberus, we know that you can take him down. Any kind of difficulty in your path. You better believe it, GD. I will do it. As Hiruzen smiled and nodded. Crow called in Tazuna. As Tazuna arrived, he was a drunkard who was known as the Master Bridge Builder. I have to protect this drunk old man? Hey, you don't look like much. What is a mutt and a boy going to do? Protect me? As Cerberus growled in anger, as his head turned into 3. As the drunken man's eyes widened, he was not scared. Then he shook his eyes, and Cerberus' head was 1 again. Man, I should stop drinking so much. Well, anyway, Tazuna-san, Naruto and Cerberus over here will protect you from any dangers. You should be safe with them. He's a Chunin after all. He better be. Well, let's get going, Tazuna-san. My name is Naruto and this is Cerberus. That's all you need to know, and let's get going. As both of them, after half an hour of packing and getting their stuff, left Konohagakure no Sato and headed straight towards the Land of Waves. Along the way, they met the Demon Brothers, and with the help of Cerberus, they were shown who a real demon is and sent to hell by one of the Cerberus and Naruto's combined made jutsu, demon style, portal to the gates of hell. And those who fell into it, well, let's just say they ended up in the deepest pits of hell. Problem solved. And hence they moved their way and continued their journey. And once they reached near the border, after climbing out of the boat, Sudden mist surrounded them. Then Cerberus said, Naruto, keep your eyes up. I can sense chakra in the mist. Naruto then nodded. He then took out two kunais that were similar to that of his father's, but they had no sealing on them. They were plain kunais. As then a used sword came in. As Naruto jumped on Tazuna to protect him, as Cerberus sidestepped it as the sword stuck inside the tree, and on its hilt was none other than Zabuza Momochi. Naruto got up and said, Zabuza Momochi. Huh, what's this, a Chunin and a dog? Hand me the rage beetle and I will let you go. Or our dead body, said Naruto. Well that's easy. Zabuza said as he got off the blade and held his blade and yanked it out of the tree. And then he swung it in his hands before turning both hands on the blade's hilt and got into a battle stance. Let's dance, shall we? Oh, trying to be Madara, I see, Naruto said as he and Cerberus then looked at each other and grinned. Demon Fang over Fang, as a dark red energy morphed around Naruto and Cerberus as both of them did a Fang over Fang, as Zabuza's executioner was broken into millions bits of pieces. Zabuza's eyes widened. How is this possible? Before Fang could slash him, he jumped out of the way. Damn it, I just lost my blade like that to a Chunin. He's dangerous. Then he looked at the dog. It was black with red eyes. And then he looked at Naruto. You were the double trouble. In the bingo books, an A-rank shinobi, probably an Inuzuka with different traits, and his dog is suspiciously more powerful than him, or any ninja out there. The double trouble. Well, you guys may have broken my sword, but I'm not going down that easy. Zabuza said as he made two water clones and shot water dragon jutsu at Naruto. Naruto then called out the wind jutsu, Wind style, Gale Palm, as a huge gust of wind came out of his palm and dispersed the water dragons on their way, causing them to misbalance and collapse on the ground. Damn it. Then one of his clones was fast enough to get behind Naruto and cast the jutsu, water style, water prison jutsu, entrapping Naruto in a water prison. Naruto, Cerberus said. Handle Zabuza. Naruto sat in the water. Before he could do anything, he started to lose consciousness because of the oxygen or lack of it. Cerberus, turning into his huge form of the nine, similar to that of Nine Tails, with three heads, rushed towards none other than Zabuza, who was now in fear of his life. What is that? It can't be. You're the Cerberus, the dog of the hell. How are you here? Enough talk, human, Cerberus said as he grabbed Zabuza with his teeth in his mouth. Undo the jutsu on your clone. Zabuza did so, and then Cerberus threw him in air, and from one of its center mouth shot a beam of pure lava, eradicating Zabuza from very own existence. All that was left of him was his broken headband badge that clunked sound made when it hit the ground. Far in the bushes was watching with terrified eyes a Kiri masked hunter. It was a fake one because it was Zabuza's compliance, but now it was afraid, angry that the said monster just defeated and killed its one of precious people left in the world. It came out and rushed towards the child that was now unconscious. Cerberus, picking up his senses, saw that happening and rushed in front of Naruto in order to protect him as it crawled in front of the Kirin masked in. Get away from me, dog. I will show you how it feels to lose a loved one. You think you can kill my master, mortal, while I'm here and breathing? Cerberus then yelled, Portal! A portal appeared beneath Haku as he fell, screaming. But his screaming came to an end when the portal closed. It opened in a cold place, which was none other than Antarctic Pole, meaning Haku was alive but far away place. Haku knew that because of his Kakagenkai he couldn't feel cold, but he had to survive. So he started to train there and built his own home and base kind of thing to survive and get his revenge on the said person. But unknown to him, he was sent to a far away another dimension inside a world similar to theirs but known as planet Earth, in which was Antarctic Pole, where he was currently staying. Back on the other dimension, in elemental nations, Naruto woke up with a groan. Ah, damn it! I'm not going near any of the lakes for 1 week. You and me both, buddy. So, Tazuna, mind explaining why did you lie to us? That was clearly an A-rank Nukenin. Hey, where is that Zabuza guy? You don't have to worry about him, Naruto. Focus on him. Asking him, we're interrogating him, remember? Just like we practice. Oh, yeah, I got it. Now, tell me, why did you lie to us? Naruto said, getting back into his character. I was poor, and you see, this tyrant named Gato was ruling our land for 3 to 5 years with an iron fist. We are poor. He rapes our women and then sells them in auction. He kills our men who tries to stand up against him and make our children do labor work. Naruto's eyes narrowed alongside with Cerberus, as then a note came on Cerberus' nose. It was from hell. As Cerberus put it down and handed it to Naruto. Naruto, read this. Inside it was a message from Shinigami. Naruto, I want a soul from none other than Gato himself. You have to deliver his soul to me within a week, because he's a corrupt man and he cannot let be alive, because he is experimenting now for wanting to become an immortal. As Naruto's eyes narrowed. Where is his camp? Can you sniff him? As Cerberus started to sniff for sins of a man that has committed so much. Due to his scent of sins, his scent should be high. I already got him. 300 miles from here, in the west side. Good. Tazuna, you go ahead. As Naruto made a clone. The clone will protect you and your family, while me and Cerberus here had a lot of work to do. Are you sure about this? Very sure, Naruto said, alongside with Cerberus as he hopped on him. As Cerberus turned into a huge form and rushed towards the said destination. Meanwhile, 300 miles later, and on Gato's hideout, Gato was having sex with his newfound sex slave. I love breaking women. Who's next? Said the midget, as some of his men were now enjoying their way with the woman, until they felt as earth started shook. What is going on? I think it's an earthquake, boss. Huh? You're right. As then they heard a mighty roar. What is that? We don't know, boss. What are you waiting for? Why do I pay you so much? Go and check it out. As all of them went outside to check, and they saw a 3-headed dog/monster looking at them. You disgust me, Cerberus said as he started to stomp on all of them. As they started screaming in agony, Gato was there all alone. What's taking them so long? As then he felt pain in his chest, and then he looked down. There was a blade coming out of his chest from behind. Gato, your soul is required by Shinigami-sama himself. You are corrupted to the core, and for that you cannot be left alive anymore. May Shinigami-sama have mercy on your poor soul. Well, you're not a poor person, but you get the gist of it. As Naruto twisted his black katana, as Gato started to scream, the blade straight went through his heart with such ease that it didn't even break a rib. It went in between from his ribs. As Gato then lay there dead, Naruto then opened the portal to the hell and sent his body there alongside his soul. Well, I guess the deed is done. As he got outside of the Gato's head office, after gathering all of the money that he stole from all of the people and all of the location of his hideouts and where the money was hidden, alongside the passwords to his bank account and the transfer papers, he wrote down his name because Gato was going to change his name into something else and live his life happily. He had already so much money in his hands, so he could do so. But now, Naruto wrote down his name there, meaning he was the new owner of all this fortune. As he got out, Cerberus then asked, "Why did you take all of this money to yourself?" With narrowed eyes, because he hated when Naruto did these kind of things. "Well, my friend, it's time to play the Robin Hood." I should have never told you that story. Well, I stole from corrupt and gave it to the needy. So what are we going to do here, Naruto? Well, for one, my dear old furry friend, we're going to give half of the money to the people in Wave. And what of the other half? Well, we're going to donate the rest of the half back to Konoha. What about you? I'm keeping 5%. Yeah, right. Cerberus rolled his eyes. Let's get going, buddy. Yep, you betcha. After they arrived at the land of the waves back again, everyone was surprised, as Naruto then handed them all of the money that Gato had stolen from them, at least much more than what he took, and asked, well, you don't have to worry about Gato. Everyone from his camp has been recovered and here. They will be coming here in now, as from the bushes, a lot of women and children came out as they rushed and hugged their families and loved ones. As Tsunade then looked at Naruto, we can't forgive you enough. Well, we still have mission to complete, Tsunade-san, so chop chop, start building the bridge. As Tsunade wiped his tear and got on it. What about Gato? He's taken care of. He's enjoying his vacation in a warm place. Deep down in hell, Gato's screams could be heard from very bottom of the hell to the upper levels. As Shinigami then looked down at its pit. How does it feel, Gato? Burn and keep the hell warm for me, will ya? Until I find a corrupt soul similar to that of yours. And back to the Earth realm, where Naruto was now, as he finished alongside with Cerberus in helping building the bridge. And Naruto then went on his way. First one to cross alongside the Cerberus to cross the bridge. What shall we name it? How about the Double Trouble Bridge? It's kind of a weird name. Well, it's what Zabuza called him before we battled him. Tsunade said, I like that name, the Double Trouble. As both of them entered back inside the gates of Konoha, inside their village, and went straight towards Hokage office, where they saw Team 7 being briefed at Kakashi ground. Hokage-sama, with all due respect, can I get Sasuke off my team alongside with Sakura? As Naruto then entered and said, sorry about the intrusion, but the mission is complete, Hokage-sama. As then Sasuke saw Naruto and said, Dope, teach me! And Naruto then got in his character of Sasuke and said, no, you pathetic piece of shit. As Sasuke was shocked at this, as Kakashi eyes smiled and laughed at this, alongside with Hiruzen, who chuckled, as Cerberus rolled down on the ground and laughed. I love it, Naruto, when you do these kind of things. Sometimes I hate it, but other times I love it. You know me, buddy. Totally worth teaching you the acting classes that I learned from the pits of hell, from the actors who arrived there. Well, Naruto, stop antagonizing Sasuke, my previous student. What do you mean by that, Kakashi? Said Sasuke. As Naruto then said, What do you mean? Well, I'm kind of tired of this bullshit and I don't want to train him or her, Kakashi said, pointing at Sakura. And Hiruzen sighed again, losing his smile. Kakashi, we've been through this. You can't just dismiss this team. But Hokage-sama, they won't work together. And this prick over here demands training from me, as I owe him so much. I know I owe Obito, but not him. Nuh-uh, he doesn't even remind me of Obito. And what about Sakura? Why do you hate her? She's a freaking fangirl. The very bane of Konoichi's name. And all she does is, oh, Sasuke-kun, my Sasuke-kun this, my Sasuke-kun that. Kakashi said in voice of Sakura. I hate them both. What about Sai? He's creepy as fuck, Kakashi said. Well, thank you, Dickless Sensei. Sai said with a light frown on his face. See? Fine. You're dismissed, Kakashi. Team 7 is disbanded. What? You can't do this to me. I'm the last Uchiha. Uchiha, Naruto said with a deep, calm voice. Are you sure you want to use that tone to Hokage-sama? Because I can make you the extinct Uchiha. As Cerberus then said, burn. And then Hokage chuckled as Sasuke fumed and stomped out of the way. This isn't the last you heard from me. You sound like a villain from a third grade movie. Said Sasuke as he left. Sakura was shocked that her sensei hated her, and now she was a civilian back again. Before you go, Sasuke, hand over your shinobi license. Because of your personality and how you behaved as a team, you are hereby declared to never be a ninja alongside with you, Sakura. Sai, you can be put on reserves because of your ninja skills, but because of your personality, you have to work better on that. Hi, Hokage-sama, Sai said as he vanished in the sunshine. As Sakura and Sasuke were shocked as both of them left, Naruto then said, Mission complete, GG, but are you sure that it was wise? It had to be done, Naruto. Those two are not befitting of any ninja or konoichi. They are a bane of them. Yeah, you're right. I guess so. So, how was your mission? Naruto gave every detail of what happened, and to be honest, Hiruzen was surprised. Good. Naruto, the Jonin exams are coming up in Kumogakure this month, and I want you to participate in it. Will be done, Gigi, but I have a date tonight. Huh, you can go ahead and enjoy your date. But after 1 week of rest, you are going to leave the village and join these exams. On it, Gigi. Anything else? Yes, the Chunin exams are coming up 3 months from now, and I want you to be prepared and join it by the time that come. I guess so. I can try my best. You don't have to worry about that, Gigi. Alright, good. Dismissed. As Hiruzen dismissed Naruto as he arrived back at Inuzuka compound, he was tackled to ground by none other than Tsume. Naruto and Tsume has grown closer after the age of 10 for Naruto because Naruto saw Tsume as love interest from then on. And Tsume, being slightly prideful woman as well as open-minded and made for Naruto, she enjoyed Naruto's company and were open about it. At the age of 12, Naruto lost his virginity to her as well, much to the shock of Kiba and Hana, who degraded their mother for saying that she was a cougar and a pedophile at somewhat extent. Naruto then stopped them and said, well, Shinigami-sama was the one who let us become mates, so what's the problem here? We were going to do this in the future, so what's the problem if we did it now? And hence we came to our present, as Naruto was tackled to the ground. I missed you, Naruto-kun, said Tsume. Me too, Tsume-chan. So, how about we go on and enjoy our date that we had? Well, why not? Link break. After a week, Naruto came back from Kumogakure after becoming a Jonin. He was the only one who survived and won the whole Jonin exams there. And the second came none other than Matatabe's Jinchuriki Yujito Ni from Kumogakure. Third was Kuretsuchi from Iwa. Fourth was Mei student Chojiro from Kirigakure. Suna's Temari was the second one to become Jonin. Yes, Temari is going to be a Jonin in this one because he trained harder, that's why. Anyway, back to the story. As Naruto returned, he was congratulated by the gatekeepers and then led inside as both Cerberus and Naruto made their way towards the Hokage Tower, where when they entered they saw a white-haired man with green clothing and red vest with samurai sandals. He had a forehead protector with 2 horns and a kanji for oil, with a used scroll on his back. Naruto then entered and said, "Who is this, Gigi?" "Ah, you don't know him, don't you, Naruto?" "Nah, I don't read bingo books anymore, Gigi." "So who's this?" "Oi, Gaki, I am the Toad Sage Jiraiya, master of keeping a woman at bay and stealing their hearts and giving them the love," he said while hopping on one leg and doing his disgusting dance. "You smell of toads and alcohol and bitches," as Cerberus said, and Jiraiya smiled. "Ho ho, you knew who I am." "Who else than Toad Sage Jiraiya himself? After all, you introduced us." As Jiraiya deadpanned and said, "Duh." "So, what is the Toad Sage doing here, back in the village after so long?" "Well, Sensei," Jiraiya said, getting serious, "I came with a grave news. You see, Gaki, there is an organization out there After you and people like you, you mean the Kyuubi? Yes, Jinchurikis, kid. Not Kyuubi only, Jinchurikis. They are after the tail beast, all of them. For God knows what. As Cerberus narrowed its eye, as one of its memory returned, I said, the Jubi. As both of the occupants' eyes widened, as Naruto was confused. Huh? Jubi? Weren't there only 9-tailed beasts? Naruto, in the history of Shinobi world, there was a Jubi at a time. With the help of his brother, the Sage of the Sixth Path separated it into 9 parts. Hence the 9 Bijus came to life. The Jubi is said to be the strongest out of them all. As Naruto's eyes widened. So you mean to say is this Jubi is stronger than all 9 tails combined? 9-tailed beasts combined? Yes, Cerberus said. Because the 9-tailed beasts are his counterpart, he is still stronger than them, longer than them, and bigger than them in size as well. As all of them gulped. Why would they want to revive the 10 tails? The only answer I see to free the rabbit goddess himself at the end of this world. As then a prophecy came into the mind of Jiraiya. Oh, the prophecy is starting to fulfill itself. Not we can do nothing about it, said Naruto and Cerberus as Cerberus sighed. Oh boy, he's getting back into the hero acting again. Naruto, this is a serious matter. Are you sure you want to do this? It's going to be a lot dangerous. Oh, my furry friend, why not? We are the heroes and they are the villains. We will always vanquish them and win. Oh boy, sometimes I hate this. Why did I ever tell him and show him my memories of watching so many movies while I was bored at guarding the gates? Anyway, Naruto, don't worry. We'll get through this together. So, why are you here, Jiraiya? I guess you were here to inform me, and if you did, you can return back to being an active shinobi of the village or back to your spy network or doing your research. Well, I'll be doing those 2 things, but one thing for sure, I will be taking Gaki as my apprentice as well. I'm taking him on a 3-year training trip. No, Cerberus said. What? What do you mean, no? We're not going on a training trip, but we are going with you for 3 years. And for what? To hunt. Hunt for what? Shinigami-sama just contacted me. He wants all of their souls in hell by the end of 3 years. Because they are more dangerous than we think. And he wants the soul of, especially, a Venus flytrap demon named Zetsu. Created by the rabbit goddess himself. I've seen him in Akatsuki. So he's a demon and none other than created by the rabbit goddess himself. Yes. Fine then, Naruto. As a Jonin, your first mission is this. You have to go on a 3-year of hunting down these rogue assassins. After you and everyone else. Hi, it will be done, Gigi, said Naruto. Sorry about the pauses because it's kind of cold here and yeah, I took a bath and feeling still cold. Anyways guys, stay safe and stay warm. And on to our story. It will be done, Gigi. As Naruto, after saying goodbye to Tsunade and spending a passionate night with her, left for 3 years with Jiraiya. During these 3 years, they had encountered with many of the Akatsuki members who were after the other tail beasts, and Naruto hunted them down and sent them to hell. The most difficult of them were Pain and Konan, because Pain was divided into 7 persons and Konan was the person who could turn into paper. As Naruto was able to beat them after learning Sage Mode after training with 6 months with Jiraiya. Jiraiya taught him something useful for this, and Jiraiya also finished his Sage Mode as well. He didn't need Ma and Pa anymore, but he used them in a battle alongside Naruto. And as the time went by, the Akatsuki number started to fall. Its bases started to get destroyed, and its numbers started to fall as well. The only remembered persons were the masked man with orange mask now and Zetsu himself. Damn it! Damn the Toad Sanin and his apprentice! I should have killed him when that bitch was a child. Zetsu, how many members are left? Lord Madara, we are the only members who are left, and our assets are all destroyed alongside with our balances. We have nothing left. We are at point 0 again. Not to worry. We will survive this, and when we do, we will strike back. He is not going to live forever. One of these days he's going to fall, and when he falls, we strike. Yes, my lord, it will be done, Zetsu said as he vanished to get some more information on Blonde, as Naruto and the rest of the gang were sleeping in the woods, making their camp near Akatsuki, 500 miles away. Well, for Shinobis it was like 30 minutes travel, so yeah, 500 miles away. As Zetsu appeared there and looked at Naruto. Should we kill him when he's in sleep? But we will have to wait for Kyuubi to be reformed for 9 years. It is worth it, because at the end, Mother will be revived. So this was your plan after all, huh, Zetsu? Said a deep husky voice from behind, as Zetsu turned and saw a 3-headed large dog looking at him with red eyes, glaring. Cerberus, what are you doing here? You should be in hell. Where I should be is none of your concern, but where you should be is mine and my master's. Both of their concern. As Cerberus tapped the ground, as ground opened beneath Zetsu as he started to fall down in the pits of hell, remained there and burned Zetsu alongside with your crewmates. As Cerberus tapped his feet again, closing Zetsu's fate and sealing him forever in hell, where he cannot escape from. As Cerberus shrank back in size of a normal dog and laid next to Naruto. Don't worry, Naruto. As my master said, I will protect you. Then, in the future, and now, in present. Just like I have protected you in past. Cerberus then nuzzled into Naruto's neck and fell asleep, at peace. Inside hell, Shinigami was having his own party for torturing the Akatsuki and Zetsu. Well, all that left is that bastard Obito Uchiha left. Damn you! Madara, are you enjoying this? Your plan is failing. Or should I say your plan, Zetsu? You will not hear the end from us. We will succeed. Mother will be free, said both Zetsus as they were screaming in agony. Your mother is nothing in front of us. She will die the moment she enters our domain. We are the Shinto gods. Me, Yami, and Kami. Nor you or your mother or her clan could do anything to us. Keep that shit in your mind, you pathetic piece of shit. Up in the upper realms, where Naruto and Cerberus woke up with Jiraiya. As Naruto said, smells like something's burned. A plant, right? Said Cerberus. Cerberus, what did you do? Well, the plant boy came here, so I sent him where he belonged. Come on, man. We are the heroes. We were supposed to fight together as a team. Naruto, you have to be serious. This is not a movie. Oh, it is. I can see it. Naruto Shippuden. That is what it's going to be called. Man, you do know that the Gaki might have lost some bolts after you showed him so many of your hero movies, right? Sometimes I hate it. Ground Cerberus. Don't remind me, man. So, meaning only one person is left, the orange mask guy, right? Cerberus and both Jiraiya nodded. Well, let's head towards the Akatsuki base. Can you smell for sins? There are 2 smells that I can sense. One coming from left side and one from right. But we don't know who is who. Cerberus, you go to the right, we go to the left. Are you sure about this? Yeah. Well, how about we make clones, then? As all 3 of them made clones, the clones of Jiraiya and Naruto went with Cerberus to the right, and the clone of Cerberus went with Naruto and Jiraiya to the left. As then, when both of the teams entered the location they were supposed to be, the team A, which was Naruto and Jiraiya with Cerberus clone, met with Obito, and team B, which was Cerberus with Naruto and Jiraiya clone, met with Orochimaru. Should have guessed. I'll take care of him. Fight off the sidekicks for me, Naruto. Oh, come on, man, I'm the main hero here. Shut up and do it. Sometimes I can't believe I promised to protect you. Sometimes I want to send you down to pits of hell and make you suffer for your idiocy, but I can't do that. Oh, I know you love me. Enough of this shit, just do what I told you, Cerberus yelled. Fine, fine, party pooper, Naruto said as he started to battle against the shinobis there that were under Orochimaru-sama's care, quote-unquote. And to his surprise, he found Sasuke and Sakura there. You two, you betrayed the village? The village isn't that much of use for me because he denied the power that Orochimaru gave. Oh, I don't care about your speech and that all, Naruto said as he slashed his blade straight through Sasuke's face, entering from beneath his jaw and exiting from his skull on top. It was a brutal death indeed, as Sasuke laid on the ground, dead within a few seconds by Naruto. As Sakura shrieked and screamed and rushed towards Naruto in a second stage of curse mark, she looked like a hideous monster, but Naruto, entering stage of the sage mode, formed Odama Rasengan and smashed it inside Sakura's guts, and Sakura blasted in bits of gore and nothingness. Well, that ends the story for Banshee and the Do. What did we call him again? Oh yeah, Emo King. And yep, Orochimaru is dead as well. Cerberus dead, munching on Orochimaru's arm. Cerberus, spit it out! You're going to get diseases from it. As Cerberus spat it out. Well, yeah, I guess you're right. As Cerberus then sent the mangled body of Orochimaru to the pits of hell. I wonder what is going on that side. Well, why don't you do dispel? And I'll be on my way. Hi, see you there, Cerberus, said both of the clones, and both of them dispelled. On the other side, the clone of Cerberus and Naruto and Jiraiya were fighting against Obito. The battle was hard because Obito was using Kamui so much. Stay still, Naruto said. Just like your father. Can't do shit. Well, he used the Harishin to beat your ass, the last thing I remember. How? You're not the only one who has secret in his arsenal. Let's go, Kurama, Naruto said as he twisted his seal for a surprise entrance as Naruto turned into KCM2 state. What? How? Oh, this is where I do the monologue, but you know what? I'm tired of that shit and let's already start the battle. Naruto entered the Sage of the 6th Path mode alongside with the Sage mode and then made a Bijudama Rasengan and smashed it on Obito. Obito, as much as wanted, he couldn't use Kamui anymore because of his low chakra reserve, and hence was disintegrated into nothingness, but a mangled corpse laying there. He was still alive before he could use Kamui anymore. A pit of gate opened beneath him, and he was sent there screaming as well. Goodbye, and I hope you suffer, you son of a bitch, for what you did to my... Because of you, my parents are dead. And yeah, I had a tough childhood. Not as tough as... I don't know, but... I guess I did. Before the pit closed, he said to him, You know, that was the worst kind of thing you could have said to him. You don't even know what you were saying to him, Naruto. Who cares? Let's just go back. The Akatsuki's done for. I guess so. Cerberus said, and the three of them made their way back, making a lot of stops for Jiraiya to do his quote-unquote research and Naruto to rest and regain his chakra. As Naruto returned, he had grown out his hair similar to that of Jiraiya, and he was now more calmed down than a 13-year-old exaggerating kid who wanted to be a hero and play the role in real life of shinobis. But now Naruto was mature, similar to that of his father, after meeting him in his mindscape alongside with his mother. And both of them blessed him and Tsume as a couple. Much to his fury, Kushina bopped him on the head, saying that he was into MILFs, and she was disgusted by it somewhat, but after a lot of convincing, they agreed. And she only agreed because Shinigami-sama himself wanted Naruto to be happy. She was happy for that, and that Tsume and Naruto were happy together. Her only wish was that, give me a lot of grandchildren, I will be watching you with my blessing. And tell Tsume, you go girl, you rock. As Minato then sighed at the ground. Yeah, Naruto. What your mother said. What, you're not happy, Minato? Yeah, I'm happy, Kushi-chan. I'm happy, Kushi-chan. You don't have to worry about that. I love you guys. Well, I guess I'll be arriving in the village anytime soon now, Naruto said as he opened his eyes and woke up from his mindscape as his parent disappeared, after giving him a hug and saying that they were proud of him. As Naruto woke up, Cerberus also yawned and licked his face. Good morning, sleepyhead. Yeah, you too, furryhead. So, where's our Sonin? Cerberus then snorted. Where do you think? Still peeping on the women's. Let's go and do some prank. Cerberus then smiled and wagged his tail. Why not? As both of them got near Jiraiya as he was peeping the woman in the bathhouse from a peephole. There's a pervert over here that is peeping on the women. As women looked at Jiraiya, who was looking through the peephole. Damn you, Gaki! Said Jiraiya as he ran for his life. But the women were after him in a huge smoke, rushing towards him. After 10 minutes of painful beating, they were returning back to the village. They crossed Inuzuka town where they met Tsunade, much to their dismay, and after drinking heavily and wholeheartedly, and having a heart-to-heart with Naruto and Jiraiya, and having passionate sex with Jiraiya, Tsunade agreed and gave Jiraiya a chance for, dating and seeing how things turned out, and giving Naruto the necklace of Shodai Hokage. They all of them returned happily. And so Tsunade was made the 5th Hokage again, and Hiruzen finally retired, much to his relaxment. And Danzo was again executed because Sai, after dating Ino for so long and dealing with Yamanakas, finally broke out of his fake character and revealed everything what Danzo did to them and the Root members. And Roots were rescued, not killed off, because they weren't loyal to Danzo for, bottom of their heart. They just shut off their emotions and were being controlled because of the seal on their tongue. And Danzo was also executed for murdering of the Uchihas as well as the dark things he did in his past. As Naruto was regarded as his hero who took down the Akatsuki were after the Bijus, as all of the villages thanked Naruto and formed an alliance with Konoha, meaning there was no fourth shinobi war and they were happy already. And almost everyone was happy except for Naruto because Tsume was sick and she was getting weak now. What am I going to do? She's already weak and Tsunade-sama can't heal her. What are we going to do? Cerberus then said, Naruto, there is a way, but you have to go down in hell to get that flower. There is only one kind of flower that grows there, the flower to immortality. Huh? I'll go. Please, anything for her. Cerberus then sighed and opened the pits of hell. You have 10 minutes, Naruto. It will be at the bottom, at the lowest pits. You will meet a lot of familiar faces. You have to beat them and get the flower. Protect her from me, Cerberus, Naruto said with a lot of conviction in his eyes. I'll be coming back, my love. Just wait for me, Naruto said as he jumped down in the pits of hell. As he saw a lot of familiar faces. Danzo, all of the Akatsuki, Orochimaru. He battled them down, one by one, and stood in front of Shinigami, blood leaking out of his mouth and his clothes tattered. A lot of bruises on his body and burn mark as well. I see, Naruto, you're here for the flower. Yes, Shinigami-sama. Please let me have that flower. You know it is against the will of us Shinto gods to get that flower. Please, you can punish me for my deed, but please, I want to save her. As then Kami and Yami appeared. Well, sisters, what do you think? This mortal has suffered all of the torture and pain to get here, and he is the first one to get here. And he truly loves that woman, said Kami, cutting Yami off. So, why don't we bless them both with a long, happy marriage of all eternity and making their child immortals as well? But you have to promise us one thing, Naruto. Yes, if you ever become too powerful, you are not to overthrow us or revolt against us. Hi, we are forever your servant. We will not go against your will. You promise? Yes, promise of a lifetime. You better believe it. Well, we do, Naruto. We do. And here's your flower. Naruto, after getting the flower, rushed back, climbing up the hell. And once he exited the hell, the gates to the hell closed. before Orochimaru could escape as a demon. As Naruto was laying there, panting heavily, he was burnt all over with many bruises and cuts. Here, feed this to her. As Cerberus took the flower and feeded 2 or 3 leaves to Tsume and rest of it to Naruto and one to himself, making all of them immortals. As light glowed, their bodies returned to their normal self. As all of them got up, 1 leaf was left, and it was fed to Kimimaro because he was Tsurumi's partner. What is going on? I was sick and I was going to die. I could see the light, but I was brought back. You were brought back for good, Tsurumi, and by none other than him. As she saw Naruto lying there in her room, and she called for the medics, who arrived and called for Tsunade Senju, the 5th Hokage herself. After saying her godson/son in name, she was devastated and started to heal him. It almost took 18 hours to heal all of his wounds, and he was still in coma. Cerberus was getting worried now, as was the rest of the population. Cerberus had already informed them of what took place and how Naruto went to hell to get the flower. All of them were quite shocked at hearing this, and Tsunmi was moved to tears after seeing that her blonde loved her so much. As Naruto groaned then and opened his eyes and was glowed by none other than Tsunade and Tsume, as both of them cried on Naruto, as Naruto comforted them as everyone cheered. Time skip 10 years later, as we see Naruto sitting in his office doing the paperwork. A door on the knock was heard, and in came his son, Boruto Uzumaki no Mikaze Inuzuka, with his pup, which were similar to Cerberus because Cerberus married one of the pups and one of the female hounds, and his pups were born as well, alongside with a little Himawari Inuzuka as well, who was now resting on their mother's shoulder. As a much older Tsume walked in. Well, Gaki, what are you doing? Oh, come on, Tsumi-chan, you still up to that shit? As Tsume bonked him on the head. There are kids here, Naruto. Hi. As Naruto then kissed her, and all of them looked outside the window at their village, who has prospered so much, and alongside the rest of the elemental nations, in peace. As this is where I'm going to be leaving this story off, guys. I hope you like this one, and if you do, please leave a like and subscribe to my channel. And this is Apollo Uchiha, and I'm signing out.